I was declared dead, and when I regained consciousness, I was being buried alive. My name is Eleanor Markham. Pay attention because my case is real and one of the most notable cases of accidental premature burial. It was the year 1894 in New York. I was a girl with some health problems. At the age of 22, I went to the doctor for chest pains. I was diagnosed with heart problems and prescribed a treatment that was believed to be effective in my time, but my condition worsened with each passing day, and I felt my heart fading away. A few weeks later, a doctor would visit my house and, not detecting any vital signs, declare me dead. The reality was that my heart was beating so slowly that my beats were imperceptible. My family began preparations for my burial. And here my nightmare would begin. The next day, I was placed in a coffin, which was later sealed at some point during that day. My body started to react. I opened my eyes, but the darkness was so intense that it felt as if I hadn't opened them at all. I was very weak. At first, I struggled to understand what was happening. I had no strength to move or speak, but I was conscious. As minutes passed, I began to hear my family members making preparations for my burial. I heard their voices and cries, and I even heard them praying for me. "O Father, Almighty and Eternal God, we humbly beseech you for your servant Eleanor Markham, whom you have just called from this world, worthy to be taken to the place of rest, of light, and of peace." I wanted to scream, but my throat was dry. I had been unconscious for days. The horror of my situation was indescribable. I pleaded with God to give me strength. The funeral carriage had already arrived and was ready to take me to the cemetery. My time was running out, and some men would approach to lift my coffin onto the carriage. It was now or never. Somehow I managed to shout and pound the lid of the coffin, screaming that I was being buried alive. I thought my attempt had been in vain. As I had no strength left, until I heard one end of the coffin open, the light entered. It was so intense that I couldn't open my eyes. I just know that if I had reacted a few hours later, I would have been underground with no hope. Cases like mine motivated the installation of bells inside coffins. Even people began to request in their wills to be buried in mausoleums that could be opened from the inside. After what happened to me, I can only give you one piece of advice. I know the likelihood of this happening to you is very low, but this video didn't come to you by chance. Tell your family to place a bell in your coffin. If no one listens to you, at least you'll have something to entertain yourself with before leaving this world.